And here's the highlight of the story. This is the reason why I wanted to share the story with you. When they were done.
Two guys from two sides of the world. The Flip Side with Jay and Noel.
You sent me these pictures of like these 15 kids that you adopted. What's going on with that?
This was the evening of going home from Marikina to Las Piñas. And then the next day, we woke up hungry. We wanted to have breakfast. We ate at the Carinderya. Doesn't that look like fine dining?
No, it looks like Karen's place.
Karen's place. So we were having our little lunch meal there.
Well, that looks so good. I was just about to ask, what is that?
Ginataang sitaw.
What?
Oh, it looks good.
Ginataang
Never had
sitaw.
that. Ginataang sitaw?
And then this is Bicol Express, right? Yeah, this one's spicy also. Anyway, we were having our little sort of fine dining moment at the Karen's, at the Carinderya. Some kids outside sort of playing around. And this one, I took a picture of this because this one, Celeste, this one reminds me of Francis and me and my other cousins when we play outside on the street when we were kids. Also reminded me of, Jason, because that's how skinny you looked like on your photos. So anyway, we were having our little fine dining moment at the Karen's. And then all of a sudden, one of these kids sort of walked up to the Carinderya. They looked like there were 10 of them, right? Like, ate, limang sabaw.
Tapos walang ulam.
Limang sabaw. Like, so as in that's what they like, can you imagine like in a indie film, like these little 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids. Ate, limang sabaw. I gotta translate this to English now. They were ordering 5 soup, and the soup is free in Carinderia, right? But here's the thing: they were ordering 5 soup, but there were 6 or 7 of them. 5 soup, and then the long story was that I think Tin here overheard na somebody won a bet in that yung lato thing that the kids are playing with now. That really annoying tak 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 tak.
Yeah.
That thing that we were talking about last week. So they were like, so nag-uunahan sila. They were kind of pushing each other about who's going to get the soup first. And there happened to be a table behind us that was empty, right? So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my God.
6 kids. And they looked like thugs, right? They sounded like thugs, right? And
there's 7 kids, yeah.
And there's the guy over there holding the winning lato on his neck on the green one. Yeah. And so 5 na sabaw, and they won a bet, but they had enough money just for 6 rice. So they ordered rice. So they wanted 6 rice and 5 na sabaw.
So they paid for the rice, but the sabaw is free?
That's right. And they paid, in cash, and they were like, and they were all counting their change. Then they were all like working together, getting, they were eating like a little gang of kids, right?
I mean, that's kind of like more props to the Carinderia order for giving them the sabaw, though.
Yeah, but again, emphasis on yung ang yabang nila. Like when they walk up, they're like, limang sabaw dyan. Like no shame. It wasn't like, ate, pwede mag-order ng limang rice. It's like no shame. Right. They were like, limang sabaw dyan, oh. Tsaka...
Yeah. Kanto kids are like that, right?
Yeah.
What's the reaction of the owner?
They're the thugs, kid thugs.
Dude, all of us customers, paying decent fine dining customers, were like looking at these kids like, oh no, these kids are going to cause trouble. But they were another thing to mention is that me and then I think another couple of guys, like we ended up sort of giving it to these guys, right? So me and a couple of other customers were passing on some viand, some ulam for these guys to eat. So they were eating, right?
Right.
So they had their thing. So they had like a little feast there again because they won this bet. And here's the highlight of the story. This is the reason why I wanted to share the story with you. When they were done, Jason, when they were all done, these thugs, they fixed their own plate.
Wow.
And then they were saying thank you to each and every one of us that were giving them food. Like, Kuya, thank you. Thank you. And then I was so surprised that I just stuck out my fist. Like, good job. Dude, you know how like after baseball practice or football practice, everybody sort of lines up and gives you a high five?
Yeah.
They lined up to give me like fist bumps while I was like, okay, good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. And again,
did they call you bossing while they were doing that? Thank you, bossing. Thank you, bossing.
Yeah. And they couldn't help but notice that I was also taking pictures of them. Kuya, dito, kuya, dito. Picture.
Wow.
As in, they
Oh,
were
I
just
love that.
the coolest kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Except that they looked and sounded
Coolest
like
kids on the block.
except they looked and sounded like thugs. Like, te, limang sabaw dyan. and I want to emphasize this photo right here because they fixed. That's not the helper or the servant or the waiter fixing their plates, huh? These were the street kids fixing their own plates when they finished eating look at all the viands that we donated to the kids to finish. And again, these were the annoying street kids in our little, low end neighborhood here.
Even with that, and they still have they have that manners of like realizing that they got to tidy themselves up.
So somebody, and that's where I was thinking that, good or bad behavior, this is taught at home or, with the family that you hang out with.
Yeah.
This is learned behavior. This is not something that you just do because you finish eating.
I'm going to tell you a secret in regards to that. Because in the Philippines, when there's fear is a big factor in how they teach kids.
Somebody's going to get knocked upside the head.
Somebody's going to get beat if you don't put your plate in the kitchen sink, boy.
Somebody's going to get hurt real bad. Russell Peters. Somebody's
gonna get a good hurting. Here? Yeah. I'll call the police on you.
Catch us on the next episode, Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines.